we've talked a little bit about challenge, and there's some particularly toxic challenge there you mentioned, but what about Hello My Name Is? Has that had any detractors, or have you encountered challenge just simply with the campaign?
Social media it's a place where people can challenge other people's opinions and views on things, and I've had people say, well, I do that anyway, I don't need a campaign to remind me. That's a basic communication skill that I always do. And I challenge that with, can you put your hand on your heart and say that you've introduced yourself to every single patient that you've ever interacted with? Because I can't. I'm sure there's been times when perhaps a patient's been really sick where I've been very focused, task focused on what's going on with that patient and what their arterial blood gases are and what their ECG looks like. And perhaps I've forgotten to introduce myself and just walked into a situation as a medical reg or SHO. But that patient would have been very scared. And actually somebody sitting down by their bed, holding their hand, saying, explaining what was happening, introducing themselves, probably would have made a big difference to them. So I think it's, if somebody challenges, you have to be prepared to stand up for your views and have a counter argument, which I think I do for that particular challenge.
But I'm imagining that you would have come across stressful, challenging situations in the past, and I wonder if you have any advice from those experiences.
I think stress is something that increases with your leadership experience probably, but also your ability to cope with that stress. So having good coping mechanisms is really, really important. And I think, you know, the old adage that it's lonely at the top is very, very true. You know, when you're running a clinical team, if you're a clinical director of a clinical team or a medical director of a hospital, you are by yourself. And so you need to have good systems of support for that, psychological support, emotional support. Some of that comes from your family, from your partner. Some of it comes from your networks, your professional networks, which can be within your organisation, but often because of your position as a leader, maybe from other leaders in similar situations elsewhere.
Can you say anything about barriers or about challenges that you've experienced?
I think the barriers, I would say, come again to time. So time in the first instance, the conception was plenty. Currently and subsequently for the last sort of 18 months of our journey is not plentiful at all. So time is actually one of our biggest barriers. We've done a lot to try and have a strategy to move forward to make swim sustainable. So that's probably our biggest challenge. Beyond that, I alluded to the fact that it's not entirely clear where you go with innovative ideas. I was very lucky that I suppose I've worked in this region for a long time, and I was relatively well regarded and knew people to go to. But I think, again, one of the things I would highlight is if you're not in that situation, where do you go with an innovative idea? So although that wasn't too much of a problem for us, I would say that the path wasn't obvious at all, and there was a lot of toing and froing. So making that path clearer for the future would, I think, enable innovation. And finally, as you probably allude to, the cultural beliefs that some people may hold about whether indeed there is a problem, in fact, at all. And I've learned over time to not get too engaged in that, and also respect other people's views. So although there has been challenge in that personal and professional context, we as a team have developed ways in which to deal with that effectively in a way that keeps us positive and stays centred in terms of where we're going with our vision.